for just a minute. I want to start off by saying that as we continue this conversation about, we're going to talk about SEFIs tonight, which stands for Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. And as we continue this conversation that we've had previously about frequencies and scalar energy and quantum energy. Whew, I should have turned on my fan in here. It's getting toasty where I am. I want to share that, share briefly that Solex actually did not create quantum energy. Solex is the company that has this AO scan device, but God did. And all Solex has done is just taken that and put it into a software that's mobile and accessible no matter where you are. So, as I mentioned in our live stream last week, this is an amazing technology, but it's not new. This was actually discovered many years ago by scientists like Dr. Royal Rife, like Nikola Tesla and Einstein. And about 14 years ago, it began being offered via the AO scan, but you could actually only access it in a few wellness clinics across the country. And that machine that housed this technology was also inaccessible to many because of the $38,000 price tag. But after about 8 years of tweaking, a man by the name of Lawrence Swanson was able to shift this into a more portable and a more affordable delivery method. And fast forward to today, it is now available as a mobile device so that you can use it in the comfort of your own home, or even in your clinic. Or, thank you. Isn't that amazing? So as we talk about the AO scan, it uses vibrational and frequency therapy. And if you're like I used to be, you're wondering, what in the world does that even mean? And so if you joined me last week, and if you missed last week's where we talked about the AO scan device, and kind of introduced this technology to you because it's new to many of us. If you're joining me on Telegram, you should be able to see that right in the pinned post at the top. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see that in the playlist there. But if you have ever prayed before, and actually if you watch one of those live streams, you'll actually be able to find out how you can access a free experience in a full scan. But if you've ever prayed before, or if you've ever felt good vibes, or even if you've walked into a room and could feel that negative energy around a certain person or a certain space, then you've experienced these scalar waves or quantum energy. It's actually measurable, but it's in that quantum physics realm where most of us don't hang out. So most of us don't quite understand it, including me. However, we don't have to fear what's unknown to us, especially when we can begin to understand it more and experience the benefits for ourselves. I liken it a little bit to like my cell phone here. I understand a little bit how it works, but I don't fully understand how I can take the digits, 10 digits or maybe more, and I can reach someone in Australia that recognizes those digits, and we can have a conversation, or we can even have a video conversation, and it doesn't go to anybody else but that person. So I'm going to share my screen here, and you can see on this here, this is the technology that it can be housed in this device or a tablet. But I want you to see here, I want you to look at these tabs that you see on the screen as I want you to view them as kind of wellness rooms, so to speak. And I use these rooms every day throughout the day. So I use the quick scan, the easy scan, the InnerVoice, the vitals, the comprehensive, but we're only going to focus on one of these rooms today, and that's the SEFI at the bottom, which stands for Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. And I want you to stick around with me to the end because I'm going to share with you how you can actually receive your own complimentary InnerVoice scan, which is about a $50 value. So stick around to the end and I'll share with you a little bit more about that. But everything is made up of energy, and it has a vibrational frequency. And again, like I mentioned before, if you missed our video from last week, you can get caught up on that. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you dial that number on my phone, we can connect and with each other using those energetic waves. So I want you to understand a little bit more about them and how they can benefit you. We've seen some great results with the SEFIs, and For instance, with Jim and a stiff back following a 13-hour road trip, I've seen benefits with my pharynx spasms that I've had off and on for about 5 years. I've used them to support me during live presentations like this to feel more confident, communicate effectively, and connect with you. And this is why they work so well alongside your other wellness tools like acupuncture, like our ion cleanse foot bath, like our essential oils and supplements. All these things can work in conjunction with what you're doing here. So if you're used to creating custom blends with your essential oils, think of this as like a custom frequency blend just for you. Okay. So I'm going to open the SEFI categories here. I'm going to open this SEFI wellness room, so to speak. Okay. And with this frequency therapy, there are not always frequencies that you can hear, right? We know that we have a limited scope of the frequencies that we can hear with our human ears, and we can see with our human eyes. But with the SEFI, the frequencies we're using are typically not in the range of human interaction. So there's no audio playlist for you to listen to. Many times you wouldn't be able to hear it anyway. So there's nothing that you're actually doing other than receiving. I want you to stay with me, receive. Because so much of our society is about doing. This is actually a time for you to just be receiving those good vibrations, just like you would receive prayer from someone. And you literally just have to opt in. Super simple. And for those of you who know me, I like simplifying life. So just some oils to kind of help enhance that is your elevation, your joyful blend, or even your give renewing blend to help you get in that mindset of receiving. Okay. Now, here at Casa Miller, several times each day, I run a set for myself or one of my kids, or even some of the animals that we have out here on this developing homestead where we are right now. Yes, you can even do this for animals too. So, and I set a timer and I let it go for 2 minutes or an hour or whatever I need to do. And then I go about my day. So does that sound simple enough? Yeah. So we're going to look at each of these categories here and go through now. So we're going to start here with the quantum reach. Now, these are frequencies specific to emotions and body functions here. So you can see as I'm scrolling through here, are there any of these that you find yourselves wanting a little more of here? Forgiveness. And you don't have to pay attention to this little kind of strange little image here below. I don't think this really serves much of function except for to show that it's working, that it's doing, or health, or love and forgiveness and gratitude, or sleeping well, yeah, or even stamina, or being stress-free. Okay, so think about those as addressing different emotions or different body functions. Now we move on to, let me back up here. We're going to move over to quantum frequency. And again, these are frequencies specifically designed to address specific issues within the body. So I'm going to scroll through some of these. There's I think there's well over 200 to 400 different issues that are addressed here frequency wise. And this is constantly expanding. So it's 200 plus and growing, but everything from acne and pimples to anemia, to if you're dealing with a bent up back like Jim was the other day, or a stiff back. So after that 13-hour car ride, he had mentioned to me that that his back was really stiff and like my husband usually does. He brings his oils with him, but he did not bring all the oils that he needed. And so I kept asking him, do you have what you need? And he didn't really. And so we worked through some things that could help with some of that stiffness and work some of that out. And then I realized that even remotely, I could send frequencies to him that could maybe help give him some relief. And sure enough, I ran frequencies for him for about, 30 minutes that afternoon, and then one more time that evening. And then the next morning I connected with him and he said his back was feeling great. So just another way that you can use this, but everything from, you can see cataract here. You can see cold feet, cramps. You'll see dreams here, distended stomach, enlarged gland, esophagus, different issues that may be involved with the eye. I'll scroll down to the one that I have been using, that I mentioned, my pharynx spasms. I have been running this frequency when I experience that off and on. And go back to our live stream from last week and I share a little bit more about that story, but this has been really helpful. So, so let's look at the next category. The next one is affirmations. Now, this one is going to be frequencies directly related to emotional balance. So hence the name, affirmations. So you'll see here everything from accelerated learning to allergies to depression, diabetes. You'll see PMS listed here. You'll see success, super memory. My boys in particular like the sports enhancement frequency. Anybody else have that you would want, your kids would want that? Or maybe yourself. Yes. Okay. So, and then the next category is quantum flowers. Now this one is tied to box flower remedies. How many of you are familiar with box flower remedies? This is something I actually used to access off and on, about 10 years ago from a vitamins, clinic that was just around the corner from me. And so if you know anything about flower essences, that's what this is. Yeah, back in the day, about 10 or 12 years ago, I used to get these from the place in the house. You select, you can scan, or you can select an emotion and then select a flower essence. And you can actually imprint these into water. You can actually broadcast it to yourself or someone else, or you can even imprint them into different precious metals and things. So I love that. Okay, let's go back and look at the last few areas here. The next one is quantum chakras. Now, some of you may or may not be familiar with chakras. These are frequencies for each of the 7 main chakras. So when I say the word chakras, your mind might drift to New Age theology, but this is a hijacking in the same way that astrology has tried to hijack the fact that God uses the stars for signs and seasons. Chakras isn't hocus pocus. They are simply ways to describe the way that your body handles the flow of electrical signals. Think of them as like, the electrical circuit board within your house. These are the juncture points. Yeah, they're the junction points in the house. So if your electrical junctions are off, then the blender doesn't work when you plug it in. Yeah. And if your chakras are out of balance, then you usually feel off too. So you'll see here everything from your crown chakra, the third eye chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra. And if these are new to you, don't worry. I'm going to be doing some trainings on these coming up in the next week or two as well. But you'll see you can do frequencies based on those as well. Okay. And then the last two, for those of you who delve into homeopathics, these are definitely for you. So homeopathics are already a frequency and vibrational type therapy. And this has those homeopathic frequencies. You can even load them into sugar pellets or water if you want. So these are quantum homeopathics. I think this includes a little over, I think around 200 of the most popular homeopathic remedies. So everything from aloe. I know some of you are probably familiar with chamomilla. That was one that I was familiar with back in the day of my teething babies. You probably are also familiar with maybe the echinacea. Also the eucalyptus. So you can see here lots of different ones that can be used and can actually even save you some money on your homeopathics, because you can just send the frequencies or load the frequencies rather than actually purchasing them. And then last is homeoenergetic. Now, these are homeopathic frequencies that are mainly designed for detoxification, okay? So you'll see here everything from adrenal and thyroid support to bacteria detox, candida detox, cerebral detox. You'll see chemical detox. You'll see all these. That's the DT, what that stands for. Even dental detox, even different E. coli and Giardia detox, detoxing from insect bites. You'll see even heavy metals detox, mold fungus detox. So the list just goes on and on, all the way down to vermoplus detox, vaccination detox, and even virus detox. So this is, wow, a lot in and of itself, right? Yes. And so when we're talking about these SEFI groups that we're getting ready to launch next month, we're talking about making a playlist. And a playlist is a set of these quantum frequencies that you're going to put together, or that I'm putting together, to address a specific ailment or emotion or need. So for instance, I'm going to show you. Oops, let me go back here. Can you guys still see me okay? Okay, hopefully. I'm going to show you. Let me see my screen here. I'm juggling my screens here. So what I've done here is I have created a playlist. And what I do is, so for instance, let me show here. So for a while, I have actually, off and on actually, I have noticed a small area on the breast tissue that I've noticed is like a cyst. And so I have made a custom playlist for myself called breast support. And then you'll see here at the top, it says SEFI target. So I've created myself as the target, that that playlist of different frequencies are going to play, and they're sending them to me. And I'm actually going to show you here. It may or may not. Let me make sure I have this. I'll unmute the site here, but you can see here, I'm going to click simultaneous and play here. And let's see if so it doesn't sound too pleasant. It's kind of so it's not something you would definitely listen to. You would mute this sound so that it's not something that you're actually listening to. You're just receiving those frequencies. But you see how the target can be changed. I can actually change the target. And so liken it to noise canceling headphones. You know, when you put those on, those are actually, the reason those are so great at canceling out the noises around you is they're playing frequencies. They're playing frequencies that nullify those outlying frequencies so that you can't hear that. Well, this is what this is doing. It's nullifying those negative frequencies and bringing balance back to you. So that is SEFI. That is the subtle energy frequency imprinter. So now that you know a little bit more about these, we're going to talk about our upcoming groups. And as I mentioned before, the best part about these is you don't have to listen to anything. You don't have to be on any calls. You don't have to change your schedule in any way. You just need to receive. Okay. Again, receive. And so now I do have some Telegram groups set up that you'll be notified when I do send out those SEFI broadcasts. And it's not a requirement for you to join them, but I do recommend it so that you can be aware of when I'm sending those broadcasts to you. And occasionally I may also mention some different things like different modalities or different therapies that could enhance those broadcasts that I'm sending to you, or different essential oils or different supplements that could benefit this. Okay, so here's where you come in. Okay, so let me move off of this for just a minute. So here's where I need to hear from you. Okay, I need to hear from you what types of groups and support you'd like to see. And so I'm going to describe some potential groups. And I want, as I describe them, I want you to think about yourself. I want you to think about your family. And I want you to think about who each of these groups could help. In fact, if you have a paper and pencil, you may even want to jot some of these down. Okay. So the first one is a chakra balancing and shielding playlist. This frequency playlist will balance each of those 7 main chakras, aka electrical junction points in the body, energetically clearing and shielding and strengthening your aura. And think about that, especially if you find yourself being someone who you find yourself in around people and you're picking up a lot of their energy. Maybe if you go back and spend time with family members and you find that you can see the playlist, I'm going to show it to you. I can change the target. You can see here, I can change this target to my family, actually. So I can change the target to different people or different groups. And as long as your name is attached to this, your signature, this playlist, this frequency knows where to go. Okay. Again, don't complicate it too much. Don't try to understand it too much. Just be willing to receive and open to receive. So this is something that, a playlist that you think would really resonate with you, I want you to jot that down. Or for a family member, I want you to jot that down, because in just a minute, I'm going to give you a link where I want you to go and tell me what your SEFI group wish list is, and you'll receive a free InnerVoice scan from me. So another potential group that done each week or once a week would be immunity boost. So this group would focus on boosting your immune system. So who in your family just needs a little immunity pick-me-up? Okay. And then one day a week, I'm going to be offering potentially an unlimited creativity group. And this group would have frequencies targeted to help open up your creative side, such as developing gifts and talents, desiring to create, seeing things in a new way. Any of these resonate with you? Yeah? Here, I'm going to show this one to you. Oh, that's not it. That's actually the next one. Oh, it's down here at the bottom. Limited creativity. Another potential group that we'll be having is ditching perfectionism. Again, this would run once a week. And this group would help release perfectionistic tendencies and kind of that all or nothing pattern. Does this group make you think of anybody? Maybe yourself? Okay, so the last 2 potential weekly groups would be living an abundance mindset. Now, where am I seeing this? Oh, it is. This is one that I have struggled with at times, and I have to remind myself that God tells me in the Bible that he has come to give me life and life more abundantly. And so I want you to think about having that abundance. It's going to help you switch into that growth mindset to live in abundance and gratitude and not scarcity. And then last but not least, we're looking at potentially offering the chaos group that will help you kind of quiet your mind at the end of the week help prep your mind and emotions for the weekend? Any of those sound like great for you? Okay, and then now we're going to move into our potential weekday groups. So these would be groups that would run each weekday, every day, Monday through Friday. So we're looking at potentially offering a weight release group. Now, this frequency playlist would be helping you to curb cravings, release physical and emotional weight, boost your energy, help balance blood sugar levels. Again, this would not keep you from, this does not negate or eliminate the need for you to do some of the work that is involved in releasing weight. But this would very much help assist you in that process, really support you during those times that maybe even mentally or physically you need that boost. We'll also be potentially offering a digestive support. This frequency playlist will send frequencies to support your entire digestive system, helping it to flow, function at its best. As you're looking at some of these playlists, these may actually maybe tweaked over time as these groups begin to be offered, because we can customize them specific to those that are receiving it. So next is one of my favorites, and that is a restful sleep. Anybody? Yes. I love utilizing this alongside my essential oils, especially if I have forgotten to run my oils that night or something. So this frequency playlist is going to help you have a restful night sleep. It's not just a sleep, actually restful, restorative. Okay, the next one is motivation. Yes, anybody needing that? Playlist to be helping your brain to operate, to feel more motivated to get things moving and get things done. It's going to help with procrastination tendencies and with more energy. Also, mental function. This was inspired by my kids and their schoolwork, but this frequency playlist is going to help your brain to operate its best. It's going to help with focus, memory, learning, stress, clarity. So think about this in terms of needing this maybe for homeschooling or for office work, or you need to really get work done and really think clearly. Okay, the next one is hormone balance. This frequency playlist is going to help with balancing all the hormones in the body. Really great for supporting the entire endocrine system. To our skin support. I'm going to be helping with just helping your skin and your hair and your nails look their best. And then the last one is mood management. Any tweens in your home like I have, maybe this is going to help you have more stable moods, feel a little bit more peace in your life, including some support for anxious feelings, depression, stress, fears, those kinds of things. Okay, so yes. Okay. I'm so excited about these groups to bring affordable frequency therapy to you. What we're going to be doing is, after you tell me your wish list, at the end of this month, you're going to have the ability we're going to announce the groups that are available, and you can purchase them individually, or I do have group combinations that will be available for you at discounted prices. And so I want you to take a few minutes and tell us what your SEFI group wish list would be, okay? Because group registration is going to be opening on May 30th. And then, so you'll have 1 week to make your decisions about which ones you're registering for. And then SEFI groups will officially launch from June 6th through July 1st. You will be able to receive all that time. Again, no calls to join, no changes in your schedule that you have to make. You're just receiving. So I'm going to give you a website. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see it in the description below. If you're on the Telegram channel, you'll see this also in the chat below. But I want you to go in and tell us your wish list. I want to hear from you also if there's not some of the topics that I mentioned that are interested for you. Maybe you're looking for something a little bit more customized for yourself. Maybe some dental prep work that's happening for dealing with the anxious feelings surrounding that, or maybe dealing with some insomnia or sleep apnea. Tell me what you want so that we can customize something for you. Now, these customizations will be priced at a varied rate depending on how large the playlist and how often it's broadcast to you. So those will start about at $15 and go from there. But when you complete that SEFI wish list for us, you will receive a coupon code that will allow you to receive a free InnerVoice scan on me. Again, that's a $50 value. And this is going to be focused on supporting and balancing out your emotions. And so I'm so excited to be able to offer that to you. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you most want to see in these frequencies. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.